leave the station. My guests today, my good friends, and I mean, these are absolutely actual real life good friends. I've got Sean Stapleton, Eric Milch, and James Klaus from Dealer Teamwork. I'm going to bring them on in just a second. Do me a big favor, share this broadcast. Everybody on Facebook and in the social media world needs to see what we're about to do. And here is my friend coming. There he is, Sean Stapleton.
Hey, Jim. How are you, Alpha Dog?
Pretty good. Where's Milch? Where's Eric Milch? There he is. Hey, Klaus has got to be around somewhere. Where's James? There's James Klaus. Oh, I'm excited. Hey, congratulations, by the way. I understand you guys were just approved by Ford Motor Company as an official co-op vendor. Is that true?
Yes. It's been a long time coming. It was awesome. James, tell them the program.
Yeah, so Jim, thanks for asking. And yeah, after a few hard years of work, we are officially one of the few providers in the Ford Advantage program. So to all those Ford dealers out there, we can handle your SEO, SEM, PPC, display, retargeting, YouTube, Instagram, email campaign, Google My Business, locations, content, pages on your website, and anything else I can think to push to Eric Milch.
We'll even come and pick you up and take you grocery shopping. So yeah,
Eric Milch, the used car king, the guru.
Yeah, Jim, it's funny. We talked about this so many times, and Sean was the one that actually reminded me of this, because this year, especially, and I'm sure everybody's thinking the same way, just in terms of reflecting back on what a crazy time it is. And Sean and I were talking about, one of my favorite sayings was, don't forget where you come from. And I got my start in the used car side of the business with a great opportunity, and I learned a lot from that, which helped us eventually get, help contribute to get to us to this part of it. And as James said, we've got so much that we have to offer within these packages and everything. But what it comes down to in today's time, more than anything.
Whoa! Guess who's on the sidebar?
Grant Cardone, I love
Grant
that guy.
Cardone is in the house. I love Grant Cardone.
Guy's rocking it, dude. Grant, we love you, buddy. Keep killing it.
Thank you for the kind words, Grant.
Oh, golly.
Last time I saw Grant was in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Sean.
Really?
I've known Grant for 30 years. Golly.
I'm a big fan of his, and anybody that wants to see somebody kill it, just keep an eye on him. He just keeps getting better and better. He works his tail off. That's what I love about the guy.
Hustle 10X. Anyway, today is going to be about dealer teamwork, but we're also going to talk about if a dealer is not on the first page of Google. Matter of fact, if you're not in the first 5 above the fold, you don't exist. I mean, and right now our vendors are stealing your local market, your local search. I mean, and Google is the answer. Bing, quit it. Google is where it's at. And if you are not in the first 5 results on a Google search, not just on your dealership name, everybody's going to come up in your dealership name. I'm talking about if somebody puts in F-150 Super Cab, are you coming up number 2, 1, 3, or is Car Gurus, Auto Trader, or any of the usurpers inserting themselves between you and your retail customers that you own in your retail area that would have bought a car from you if there was no Car Gurus. Here they are lowering your price and charging you to rent your customers back to you.
And you know where the biggest opportunity to that, Jim, is? It's in the local pack, in the local searches. It's not, everybody thinks they need to rank for their name. Well, you're always going to rank for your name, but you know what? Anywhere from, it could be anywhere from 8 to 15 times the amount are those discovery searches, or there's, unspecified searches where it's just car dealer near me, used car dealer near me. Or even if it is F-150 for sale, there is a way that the dealers can show up, probably the most cost-effective way in those local results. That's how you even get above the typical organic listing. You want to be 1, 2, or 3 in that map pack with content that actually addresses those searches. That's how you do it.
And do it for new, used, and service, not just new vehicles. New, used, and service.
Most dealers today advertise price. Every customers don't give a rat's ass about the price of the car. I mean, very few customers care how much the car is. They don't care how much they're getting for their trade-in. They care about what?
Payment.
The monthly payment amount.
Payments drive all leads. On used cars especially.
And everybody's advertising price point.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. I mean, now even your upscale, highline customers, they are leasing, but they're not price buyers, they are payment buyers. And people have got to understand that. And you have developed a program, you call it MPOP, it's really automated marketing.
Yes.
Automated marketing, and what it does, it serves up on any car in your inventory.
Yes.
Any car in your inventory, it puts the customer right on your website to that car.
Penny perfect payments, whether it be lease, finance, savings, APR, however you want to do it, Jim. And here's the deal. Today's car dealerships, right? We have to do more with less resources. A lot of COVID changed stuff, right? So a lot of people laid some people off, et cetera. I'm sick of COVID. I hope everyone stays safe. But what we're doing for our dealers is we're doing more of the heavy lifting. We're making sure that every car, not some, every car, new, used, CPO, always has a payment on it. Not some, all of them.
Okay, wait a second. Every car has a payment, regardless of what website provider you're using.
Doesn't matter. We're website agnostic, CRM agnostic.
And you're serving up a number of different search words on every vehicle. What,
100.
Two or three, Eric?
Yeah, way more than that. Way more.
Hundreds in some cases.
Wait a minute. Tell me, Eric.
So when you're talking about search terms, and it's all about the intent. Okay, let's say somebody wants to buy they want to buy a car, but let's say I
said words, I meant terms. Yeah,
their terms might be, it might be buy, it might be lease, it might be discount, it might be something related to a finance or a rate. But if you're going to serve up content or an ad for the best experience, highest click-through rate, lowest cost possible,
highest click-through,
and best conversion rates possible, the only way you're going to do that, Jim, is by serving up something that actually answers the user's question. There's no argument on that at all. Everybody should be on the same plane with understanding that concept. Now the problem becomes, Jim, how does a dealer actually execute that? And now it's come down to marketing automation. It's come down to obviously exact pricing from the calculations, and then ultimately it comes down to the optimized landing page and the content that you're delivering up after they click. Put those three together, and there's your winning formula.
Okay, so Julian Zollner just talked about Sean's silver hair. Remember?
I aged during COVID. I've been locked in. I haven't been seeing enough dealers. It's driving me crazy. We're going in store tomorrow, though. Thank God, James.
For a head of silver hair, Sean.
Things have really picked up. I don't know about everybody else in the call, but in the last 60, 75 days, things have skyrocketed. People are looking to get back to business and serving their customers. But let's work smarter, not harder. Let's use marketing automation to do that.
Grant's hair has gotten a little silvery. Have you noticed a little salt and pepper? I remember when Grant had this wavy black hair. Now he's all salt and pepper and stubbly,
It happens to the best of us.
Anyway, dealer teamwork. How old is the company right now?
Just over 4 years.
And I'm financially involved with you. I will disclaim that right out front. A lot of people say, well, why are you doing this? I mean, I'm financially involved with you and I believe in it. I've seen such great results come out of your company. There's not enough money to buy my endorsement.
It's true.
You
got my net worth right here from your wrist up. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, golly. That's amazing, But I've known everybody on the screen for a couple years now, a lot of years. And how dealers marketing? How is dealers marketing missing the mark? What are dealers doing wrong?
James, why don't you tell them what you would do in your store if you had the tool?
Yeah, so Jim,
tell me about
right now, dealers have a lot on their plates and a lot of situations that they have to overcome. And one thing that I personally get to experience, which is a lot of fun, is I deal directly with the OEMs and then also directly with our tier 3 clients. So I talk to everybody from the heads of FCA and Ford, from their marketing departments down to the tier 3 dealers. And the one thing and the biggest opportunity in the marketplace right now is grabbing market share. So dealers across the country right now are making great grosses. PVR is very high right now. Close ratios on showroom floors are at their all-time high. So it's kind of like, in my opinion, a reverse of what typically happens in a recession, where you sell less, but your goal is to gain market share. Well, right now, everybody's making a pretty decent living out there, and the car dealers are doing very well. So everyone's kind of gone asleep at the wheel a touch. And now is the time to gain market share. I remember very early on in my retail career, I was at a sales manager super conference in Seattle, Washington with you, and you taught me something. I showed off to you my financials. I was like, look at my financials, look at my grosses. And you went, I want to see your cross sell. And
Yes,
I went, okay. And I showed you my cross sell. You're like, great, you make a lot on the people you sell, but your market share is awful. And
your competition was coming in under the radar screen, using technology marketing, and you weren't even aware how much business was being stolen from you till you and I looked at your cross sell.
Correct, because what I saw in front of me was great grosses. I was looking good in my 20 group, all that type of thing. I was between the goalposts across the board on all my reporting, but my market share wasn't increasing. It was actually decreasing. So right now, through marketing automation and everything else, we should be expanding our geos and grabbing more market share for our dealers, because we all know
your competition is asleep at the wheel.
Yes. So
okay, that's what dealer teamwork's all about. Yes. Automated marketing, serving up more than 100 search words per unit automatically, relevant search words. So many, and search terms, excuse me, Eric. Serving up relevant search terms that are relevant to that vehicle. So many people you're not holding your agencies accountable.
Correct. Jim, I'd say it's ad copy, it's relevance of the ad, and then where you land the traffic. It's quality score. The higher the quality score, the lower the cost, the better the results. Google monitors it. We use MPOP analytics, that's our reviewing of the results. We use positive outcomes to determine how to spend your money. So the better and the longer you work with us, the better we can spend your money more efficiently, as well as knock off the campaigns that aren't working. We do all the normal campaigns: Facebook, Microsoft, social media, tweets, email, etc. We start with the GMB. We make sure we got custom landing pages on your website that are penny perfect.
Slow down. You're talking like a New Yorker. You're in Minnesota. Okay, slow down. Okay. Custom what?
Custom landing pages. Let's put the landing pages on the dealer's website that matches the search results. So let's look at F-150s. Let's look at body style pages. Let's look at CPO. Let's put all of our vehicles that are CPO on a CPO page. Maybe you are specializing in Raptors. Let's build a Raptors page, maybe a comparison page. That helps Google identify that you have those products and services and ranks you higher organically.
So local SEO. You're getting increased market share for your dealers, and you're coming in under the radar screen. They're not aware. Your competition is really not aware of what you're doing to them.
And the goal, Jim, is to actually generate more leads with spending less money. There you go. Now I have dealers that once they spend more money, they get a great ROI. They want to keep going. Where's the limit? But the goal is to do organic and paid to work together and optimize your ads, your ad copy, and where that traffic lands to get a higher conversion. Does that make sense?
It does. Eric, tell me about certified pre-owns, and tell me about, you're the used car guy on this broadcast. Tell me about pre-owned.
Yeah, so first off, and there's so many different ways to approach it. First off, the biggest thing is the dealers are expecting to get a swath of free traffic from Google to their vehicle landing pages, to their SRPs and VDPs. You have to remember, Jim, those pages are not designed to rank organically. Okay, they're not designed to be permanent pages. Okay, so we're able to come in, inject a whole new item to the website that is a permanent page that still has some dynamic content within it that, again, is powered by marketing automation. And the difference there is a page that truly builds value in the eyes of Google. And on top of that, obviously in the eyes of the consumer, because what does a used car shopper want? They want a couple of key things. They want, obviously, selection, they want quality, but most importantly, they want payments. Okay, and then you start adding on the additional items. What else do they want? They want to know what's the term, if that's available. How long is this loan going to be for? Or at least an example of that. They want to know market savings. They want to know, some additional items. Obviously, what the features and options. All the creature comforts for that car. And if you can't do that consistently and accurately at scale, you've already lost the game. Now you start injecting in the ability to automate that process, publish to a page, publish to your paid search, get it on social media, and then on top of that, give you additional in business intelligence reporting.
Yes.
At a level, the real-time level, to be able to make better decisions. And again, with the white glove service that we're able to add on top of that, again, echo Sean's sentiment. It's very, very difficult to find a solution like that includes every single element. And yes, there are a lot of other solutions out there. It's not to knock any of those. We've just taken the effort to put them together and combine them into one simple, one-stop shop solution. Now, you compare that to anything else that's out there, and I bet anybody a steak dinner that that there really isn't anything.
No.
So anyway, what is unique about what you're doing over what other agencies are doing?
Well, let me start with this from the organic standpoint, and then we'll go into each of the other channels, and you guys can chime in after that. But I'll start with that. Where does the bulk of the traffic come from? Everybody knows organic. Okay. The problem is nobody has a solution in place at scale to be able to create content that obviously shows up better in organic searches. Everybody's homepage ranks. You know that. But what about those other terms? Just in terms of, I'll use my market, used cars Rochester. Okay, you got to be able to rank for those local type of terms, whether it's in your GMB or whether it's in your website. You need pages that rank for that. And for a dealer, I know I did this for years and years and years, trying to build that you're on your own internally. We were very fortunate at my stores to be able to have a structure that allowed for that. Most dealers, I'd say 90% or more, they're not equipped that way. You literally have, the dealership has to run kind of like an agency or a media company. That's not what dealerships are. They're there to sell cars. So to have a solution like this that plugs in like that creates that content for you, that manages that content for you, that gives you those results and the guidance, but then plugs it into those other channels, that's what dealers are looking for. And we said it at the start before we even went live. Dealers need to be able to show how they're moving the needle. And that's harder than ever to do right now, as Sean said as well, with fewer resources.
Very good. So anyway, dealer teamwork, we have an offer. Everybody watching this broadcast, and we will give you a free marketing analysis with no obligation. We're not, whether you buy our services or not, we will give you a free analysis. You heard me, James. Don't worry about it. Free for people watch this broadcast. Free. James is the sales end of this thing. He sells these analysis for $1,000, $2,000. We're giving it away. Okay. Well, we're just on the broadcast, James. Anybody that mentions they saw this, a free marketing analysis.
Why wouldn't you do that, James? Why wouldn't every dealer paying attention to this or watching the rebroadcast, why wouldn't they want an audit of what they're spending their money on? Ready?
Absolutely.
Let's audit what you're doing today. If you like what you see, you move forward. You don't, if you're perfect, keep doing it, right? But there's always opportunity of improvement. Second,
I just put James Klaus's cell phone number on the bottom of the screen. Free marketing analysis.
Then go one step further, Jim. Why wouldn't you want to take your inventory feed and price every one of your new cars, your used cars, and your CPO cars penny perfect? Put that out to Google, Facebook, on your landing pages, on your website with real pages. Why wouldn't you? Every car, not some of them.
And once again, an accurate payment on every unit. That is so important because for years, I see dealers pounding price point. Consumers come into dealership, they negotiate and they pound the customer on the trade. They pound the customer on the price. Why? Because they want to get a lower payment. It's not about the trade. It's not about the price. It's about the monthly payment amount.
Jim, we've also included all the incentives, whether they're tier 1, tier 2, or the dealer wants to add their own. It's automatically set up.
Are you accurate?
It's 100% accurate, yes. And it's changing in real time. So there are some OEMs that change a little. There are some OEMs that change a lot. So it's really difficult to keep up. I go to a lot of my friends' dealers' websites, and it's looking there, and the offer is 30 days old, or it's not updated. You're losing out on all those people searching for that payment.
Well, you know, all summer long, I was watching dealers' VDPs with no leaves on the trees and snow in the background. You know, it's amazing. Dealers are not paying attention, and they wonder, you know, we're in a real utopia right now. I mean, cars are selling. They're out of inventory. I got dealers calling me every day. Do you know anybody who wants to get rid of their inventory? I mean, you know, where can I get inventory? And the other thing is transport. Dealers have got no transport for their cars. I mean, it's incredible. So anyway, dealers have got to pay more attention if you're going to take the business away from a competitor that has the business, or worse yet, a competitor that's taking the business away from you. And I recommend dealer teamwork. What you guys are doing is unrivaled in the business. I haven't seen anybody else doing anything like what you're doing.
I was looking at some of our customers the other day, Jim, and you referred a couple people to us 3 years ago. They're still on. It's incredible. And it's funny because, you know, they get called by everybody all the time.
Remember the first one?
I do. Tallahassee.
Dodge dealer?
Yep.
Is he still with you?
He sure is.
You're talking about Chuck Urban?
Chuck Urban, absolutely.
Chuck Urban,
hold
one
on,
of my favorite people.
Real quick, let's say a couple hellos real quick. We got a pretty amazing used car dealer watching us right now, Jeffrey Schreier. I believe you know him, Mr. Ziegler.
I've known Jeffrey Schreier for 25 years.
And he is crushing it. And I just wanted to take this moment to congratulate him on his new showroom. It looks phenomenal from the pictures that I've seen online, and I can't wait to get down there and see it in person. He's been working on this things for years with his master plan. You introduced me. This guy's the beast. He's a beast.
He's an independent dealer, and he has built an indoor showroom that is unrivaled, right? No, he's in Omaha, Nebraska?
Correct.
Yeah, he was a Ford dealer for many years. He sold the Ford store and opened the independent lot, much like Eric is familiar with. And he is a super high volume, super classy independent dealer. He used to have a manager that had snow white hair, and the guy was about 25 years old, had a snow white afro. And I named, and this 25 years ago, I named this kid Q-Tip. And that name is still stuck with him.
Right. Hold on, and I sorry to interrupt again. I got to say 2 more hellos, and then I'll give the program back to everybody else. Next, we got a good friend of ours right here in the Twin Cities on, David Reiches. Hey, David, we love you. He's right down the street at Waconia. Awesome. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Chad Coates joined the broadcast.
Chad Coates?
Oh, James.
He kills it. I just going to tell you, I get to see him work with him every week. He's killing it.
All your support. I just wanted to say hi to Chad and hi to David as well.
We also got
one more, Jillian. Hi, Jillian.
Juan Garcia just popped in.
Oh, Juan from South Carolina.
Oh, I'll tell you. You know, he must be Irish. Oh, man. Anyway, dealer teamwork. I referred Chuck Urban to you 5 years ago.
Yeah, almost, yeah. And we signed him up right away. It went really well in the onboarding. The other vendor really kind of did him a disservice. We had to shorten up the onboarding time in half, and I think we've done an amazing job for him. It's a great ROI, and he's just a great human too.
That dealership is a show place too. Have you been physically there?
It's an old hotel, isn't it?
I don't know what, it is absolutely incredible how nice his dealership is. I mean, it is, and it's the inventory is on a major street corner in Tallahassee. And Urban and I go way, way back. The last deal I did in his dealership, I was teaching prospecting to his salespeople. And he was, and Chuck was paying me a tremendous amount of money at that time. And I walked out on the break with one of his salespeople, a young 21-year-old kid. And we had a contest going, one of my favorite contests. I do this in a lot of dealerships. Top gross of the month keeps it. Think about that a second. That I've talked a lot of dealers into doing that contest. Top gross of the month keeps it. And Chuck Urban was running that contest. A guy pulls up in a 2014 Silverado pickup truck, Chevy. Now we're Dodge dealership. And he said, "Sir, where's your parts department?" And I'm standing out there with a salesperson. I said, "Well, sir, that's a beautiful truck you're driving. Have you kept it? You've kept it up really nice." And we get to talking about it. And remember, we got this contest going on. High gross of the month keeps it. So I'm gonna make a long story short. I delivered that guy in a Ram truck with $17,000 total gross. And the young guy I was with got the deal on the top gross of the month.
He owes you.
You ask Chuck if that's not a 100% true story.
Well, Jim, the thing I love most is the Alpha Dog tribe and how religiously respectful they are and how much they follow you. And
there is no such thing.
Yeah.
That's an urban myth.
First rule.
Come on, state.
Tribe? What tribe? Is it a bunch of Indians? What?
Oh, you get my point. I follow you and I keep an eye on everything. And it's cool to see the quality of the dealers that you've worked with over the years. It just goes to show how when you're relevant, you're relevant. And, you've been able to just keep going, whether it's COVID or shortages or Lund's inventory or interest rates. Jim, you're always relevant in the market, which is awesome.
Well, it's a lot of fun being me. If I died today and God said I could come back as anybody on earth, I'd come back as me again. Everybody knows I had that bout with cancer earlier this year. I had 2 surgeries and almost died of chemo. And I looked death right in the face and spit at him. Some people think I'm immortal. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I haven't got there yet. But
we're glad you're okay. And I know Debbie is as well. And we're all nervous for you and we're praying for you. So really glad things worked out.
I got to tell you guys, you have been the best friends and dealer teamwork. You're certified. You're a certified vendor with Ford. Which
certified with Ford, FCA, Kia, Mercedes-Benz, Mini, and BMW at this exact moment, and I may be working on a couple more at this.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Let's go through the manufacturers that certify.
You got it. Fiat, Chrysler, North America, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Alfa, Maserati, etc. Right? Ford and Lincoln, right? BMW, Mini, Mercedes-Benz. So we got your high lines covered, right? And then, of course, one of my personal favorites, especially with the addition of the Telluride, and big ups to my friend Ben Burton, Kia. We have seen phenomenal results with Kia, and the Kia products have never been better, right? Kia's just phenomenal. Juan, I'm working on it, buddy. I'm working on Toyota as we speak. I'm trying my best for you. But we've been very, very pleased with that, working with Kia dealers as well. I don't think there's a manufacturer on the planet making a better product right now than Kia's, relaunch, so to speak, and rebrand. And I think they've done a great job there. So we have a lot of raving fans, and we're proud of all those relationships.
I think a dealer is absolutely slap ass crazy if they don't give you a call and let you go through their marketing and see if they're wasting their ad spend. Are they throwing money where it's not yielding the result? And you know, one thing I have always said, never believe statistics about a vendor supplied by the vendor. You know, you get some of these lead generators that are telling you they're knocking it out of the ballpark, and in fact they are not. You know,
Jim, you know how we got our last deal yesterday? We had a
me.
referral through a screenshot of their MPOP analytics and just sent it over. They said, well, how are they doing? They went into the analytics, they took a picture, they just sent it over. They went, signed up right there. He said the cost per, you know, this, the leads that, the engagement, the relevancy, the landing pages, the number of cars we had merchandise was 4, 5, 6 times what normal people do.
Yeah.
Why not merchandise all of your cars, not some of them? All of them, why not?
Hey,
Exactly.
Jim, think of it like this, real quick. Think of it like this. If you're the dealer and I called you up and said, hey, Jim, you know what? You got to take off your tags and your GMB. You got to take away your content. You've got to stop responding to reviews. You got to get rid of your other content at the bottom of the profile, and then take out. You don't need landing pages. You got to stop doing video and don't retarget people. If I gave you a list of things not to do, you'd think I was crazy. However, you flip that script around, and when you start going through, hey, these are the things that you need to do, most dealers realize they know they need to do it. The problem becomes the disconnect with, should I do it? Should I spend the money? No one wants to be the first person to make a stupid decision. And so it just comes down to, obviously, there's got to be trust. There has to be the understanding of the process. And we're just trying our hardest to simplify that down so dealers know that they are, in fact, making a very, very good and educated decision on that. They know that they need to do these things that I just rattled off and plenty more. There's a lot of things everybody needs to know. I just spoke to an independent dealer last night from New York. This poor guy was using multiple third-party sites. No knock on them, but he was just overspending. It's a very small lot. But at the same time, he was also overspending on other tactics that just simply were not delivering. And you know what I asked him? The final closer was, where the light went off in his head. I simply asked him, what is your cost per lead? And it was silent. He goes, you know what? I know I need to know that answer. And I can't give you that answer because I'm not getting the reporting from any of my vendors to do that. And that was when he realized, yeah. And you're talking like less than 100 cars in stock, paying over $10,000 a month, and even in digital marketing. I would love to have 10 grand in spend, but I'm not going to take it. I wouldn't.
That's the one thing about dealer teamwork that nobody else is doing. Do you know how to tell if a dealer is not worth a flip? You know how to tell if a dealer is not worth a damn? A vendor is not worth a damn? You can tell that a vendor is not worth a damn when all they talk about is attribution and influence. You guys can, Jerry Maguire, show me the money. Well, dealer teamwork, you'll show them exactly what you delivered.
Yep.
You cancel one of the big lead providers. The first thing they do is they send in the heavyweight regional manager who wants to talk about attribution and influence. Oh, we influenced the sale. No, you didn't. Show me the money.
Teamwork. What else I think is important too, Jim. It's really important too. We've never once tried to position ourselves as the ultimate magic bullet. Okay. It takes a very structured, consistent, linear process for a dealer to be successful. We all know that. Everything from buying cars, recon, selling, follow up, everything, just operational excellence in general. And obviously, you plug us into a process that the management team is strong enough to realize we need all these other elements together. That's how we really wind up, delivering that. Because again, believe me, and I hate to say this too, we've had a lot of dealers that we've worked with over the years that they don't even want to use our software the proper way or the recommended way. And they'll use a thimbleful of our technology, a thimbleful of another, buy 2 other vendors and not even plug them and turn them on, and no connection whatsoever. And then they throw their hands up and wonder why they're not selling cars and losing market share. It comes down to the entire holistic approach. So it's not just one thing, obviously, but obviously at the same time we can deliver that. We can deliver within the realm that we're operating within.
Fantastic. Guys, we're talking about online is everything. I mean, I actually met some dealers recently that are still in newspaper. Newspaper is extremely effective if you're training a puppy. That's about that. That's about all. Maybe get a parakeet. Yeah. But television has limited effectiveness. Some people use it but everything is online. Google is the be all do all, and you guys have mastered how to get in the top 5, top 10 rankings every time on just about any category, any model. So you've got all the you're hitting 100 search terms on every single vehicle in stock, and they're relevant search terms. I can't emphasize that enough. James, as we close down this session, what do you got to say?
Reach out for that marketing analysis. It'll be myself and Eric performing it, so that's always great. And you get both of us on a call. We'll review it all with you. We'll send you a copy of it. So a lot of value there. If nothing else, just pick our brains. Pick Eric's brain. Ask about used cars. Ask about automation. What can we do better? Ask about Google My Business. One thing that I learned when I joined Dealer Teamwork some 4 years ago from yourself, from Sean, from Eric was educate the industry first and the business will come second, right? Educate first, business will come second. So that's the approach we've always taken. And as a former dealer, one of the reasons I was pulled to Dealer Teamwork was I knew Eric beforehand, but he had educated me and helped my store. I knew Sean beforehand. He had educated me and helped my store. I knew you beforehand. I actually knew you before either of these clowns, and you helped educate me and improve my store. So now, on the flip side, as long as we help educate, the rest will fall into place, but teach people the problem before you just go after them and try to solve it. And that's what we're about at Dealer Teamwork. We're about the education and the solution, not just throw money at it.
I'd like everybody on this broadcast to give you a text or give you a call and set up that appointment. Eric's one of the biggest used car dealers in the country at one time, independent. I mean, the expertise on the screen right now is incredible. I mean, you've got a lot here. Eric, what would you like to say before I end the broadcast?
All I can stress to everybody out there is take a moment to reflect back on what you've done this year and really, really think about what's important to you personally, but at the same time, think about what's important to your business. And if you really, really break it down, Jim, it comes down to being extremely efficient and smart with your hard-earned budgets that you're going to spend that on. And just ask yourself, like I said before, what is your cost per lead? What is your cost per vehicle sold? Okay, and really reflect back on that. If you can't answer those two simple questions, and there's plenty other simple ones like that, but if you can't start with the answers to those two questions, Jim, you've got a problem with your marketing, and there's got to be something that has to be something to be done with that. And I'd love to have a conversation with anybody that that wants to pick up the phone or shoot me an email. It's I learned just as much on these conversations as well.
Eric, nobody
stop learning. That's the key.
Nobody rivals you. Used cars, you are the king of used car marketing. I mean, from the retail side. And, I hold you in high regard and high respect. And like you said, there's no obligation on this call. If you don't buy the services of Dealer Teamwork, we're still going to give you all the information. We're going to show you the efficiency of your advertising, the efficiency of your marketing, what you're wasting money on and what you're hitting a home run on. We'll tell you exactly.
And I promise anybody that does do it, if mark my words, Jim, if anybody does the review and you do not walk away with learning at least one piece of information that you can literally apply on the same day to your business, I owe you dinner.
Well, 5 years ago when I trusted you guys to refer my very best client to you, I mean, I have to really trust a vendor to refer Dealer Teamwork to my very best customer. Chuck Urban spent $200,000 with me that year. And he'll tell you that. So, I mean, when I refer my best client, It's just very important. Sean, what do you want to tell them before we get off the broadcast?
I just want to say thank you. And I want to say, if things have changed a lot in the last 8 months to a year, and if you're doing the same things you've been doing the whole time, it's probably worth taking a look at. We're not here to just sell you stuff. We're here to help you. And like Eric said, we learn a lot on every call, but there's no reason why you shouldn't look at how your marketing's being done and how you can make it easier for your people to get more swings of the bat. And with marketing automation and a good platform, which we've got, we should be able to make it easier on your people to generate more leads and educate you on how your money's being spent. If your current provider is not being completely transparent with your money and where it's going and the results, you probably should find a new provider. Fantastic.
Well, as we close out dealer teamwork, James Klaus, Eric Milch, Sean Stapleton. Listen, guys, thanks for coming on with me today. I appreciate it.